What's going on, guys? I'm here with one of our clients, Hassan from Content Factory ATX, who went from 70K all the way up to you said it was 186K
Yeah,
in 90 days working with us. What's going on, dude? How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Yeah, yeah. I can't believe we had such a record month. Yeah,
That
it's a
was your
lot.
biggest one yet, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Love
yeah.
it.
Yeah. So previously we did 130 in the month of July, and then August we wrapped up about 186.
I love it. And I guess for anybody who doesn't kind of know you guys, tell us a little bit about kind of your company, what you guys do, how you got started, all that.
Yeah, so I mean, I've been doing video production for about 15 years. Company started probably in 2019, so we're done for you content and ads agency. Pretty straightforward like we'll essentially do everything from the script writing all the way to production and posting, and we'll handle it all for you. And then so we have a studio based out of Austin as well too, where clients can come in and shoot.
Nice. I love it. And what was kind of, I know we had talked, you had gone through kind of other programs which had helped you and gotten you up to this point. I guess what was kind of the main problem you had when we first started talking?
Yeah, so my biggest is like every single coaching program, I think like puts everybody into a kind of like cookie cutter because everybody kind of starts out the same. We had reached a point where like I've done all the coaching programs, I've done everything, and like I didn't want to jump back into another one that was going to tell me the same thing. I knew what the problem was. The problem was sales and marketing for us,
Yeah.
and getting the offer a little bit tweaked. And once we took that, once we knew I knew the problem, once we started kind of really working on it and like really spending time, on that problem and focusing, for 30 to 45 days on the sales and marketing aspect of everything, then
Yeah.
it's, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What were some of the things just for, and you don't have to go too in depth because obviously keep your sauce, right? But like, what were some of the things that really made a difference that we worked on that you felt like kind of moved the needle to get you up to this point?
I mean, honestly, just giving me probably just the reassurance of like spend more on ads.
Yeah. Yep.
I think that's like what I was like, oh, it's not gonna work, or like, like I'm gonna spend all this money, I'm gonna lose all this money. But just reinstilling the confidence of like, okay, just keep doing this, keep doing it, keep doing it. And yeah, and then it just kind of turned out to be, yeah, that we had a record breaking month. I mean, and like the tracking of it and like how to like think about ads, how to like, I didn't really understand cost per lead, cost per book call,
The
all these,
metrics. Yeah.
yeah, all
Yeah.
these different data points I didn't understand. And then once I had started getting a better understanding of that, having knowledge to those data points, kind of really changed everything because then you can
Yeah.
actually make decisions that are smart.
Yeah, because I remember we were having a meeting and you're like, oh, I don't know what the issue is. It's like, well, let's look at the funnel and let's look at,
Yeah,
okay, what's the cost per call, cost per lead, what's the close rate, what's the show rate? And then we just have to
yeah,
tweak those things
yeah,
to get them to optimal KPIs to then get money across the board and keep scaling, right? And it's like, excuse me, we got 184 this month or 186 this month, but it's like next month, let's hit 300, right? And we know we can do that now because it's like, we know the metrics, we know, and now it's just more volume at this point. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Which is
yeah,
huge. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's like just turning on the faucet.
Yeah, it's just turning on the faucet and then having the right people in place, right? It's like I know we had a couple people on the team as far as like sales that we had to kind of transition, make changes, make some tweaks, and it's like just like looking at that, it's like, hey, we probably shouldn't have this person in this role. We should have them in maybe a different role or move them to a different position within the team
Position.
where they're going to be more
Yeah.
effective, right? And who do you work with as well? Like just so people can kind of understand what kind of clients do you typically work with?
I mean, we're pretty broad. I mean, we tried focusing on medical professionals, and we do have medical professional clients, but we're pretty broad. I mean, so I came from the coaching industry. I
Yep.
worked for a mindset coach for 5 years, so my name got pretty big in that space. And then so we were transitioning out of it. But I mean, primarily like, local service business owners, I would say. Yeah, is probably
Yeah.
like the best way to kind of put it.
Yeah.
Anything from lawyers to doctors to, roofers, like it's kind of like pretty broad on like who
Yeah.
we.
I know I get people who ask me like, dude, I don't think we can scale just working with local businesses. We need these Fortune 500 companies. Like what would you say to somebody who's like, hey, I don't think I can scale doing those small guys. They don't pay enough. They're too cheap. Like what would you say to those people?
Not true. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just gotta find like the biggest thing is you just gotta find the right people,
Yeah.
find the right clients.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna go through ones that like, that are the bad ones, and then you gotta just find the ones that are understand you look the value in what you're doing and have the capital to afford it.
Yeah.
They're out there. They're out there.
I think
Yeah.
too many people have the mindset of like, oh, but they don't have the budget. It's like, yeah, because you suck at selling or you don't understand how to expand the value or talk about what it is that you can actually do. And it's
Right.
like, because I know in the beginning we were talking about with your offering, like maybe offering some ads or like helping them run content distribution. Like, how do you feel like that's helped in the selling of the process so you can kind of like show them more tangible, or how do you feel like that's kind of affected things?
I mean, I don't think so. It's just really about the result. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
like I could, and I've started to realize this, I could sell, anywhere from like 25 videos a month to like 10 videos a month. Like, it
Yeah.
doesn't really matter. It just matters about the results and like what
If
we've
one
done.
video a month got them more clients, then it's like they would do that instead of 10. It doesn't really matter, right?
It
It's
doesn't
just,
really matter. Yeah,
yeah,
the deliverables don't really matter. It's just like the results and like the process. I think
yeah,
that's one of the things that we've gotten really good at, and like what I honed in on was like the fulfillment process. That was just kind of already there and dialed.
yeah,
And that's what clients love the most,
yep,
our fulfillment. But the process and the result, I think, is like the biggest thing. I don't think
yeah,
anybody really cares about the deliverables and like
yeah,
how.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
I
Too
mean,
many people get caught up.
make it look like crap, but like I
Yeah.
mean,
No, man,
like
it has to be cinematic. We got to make it look beautiful. That's what they're paying for. No,
it's
it
not.
doesn't matter. I know. And I know we kind of introduced some more email marketing when you joined as well. Like, I
Yeah.
know you kind of I've seen all your stories on Instagram. You're like, I'm falling in love with email marketing, which I love. Like,
Yeah.
had you been doing email marketing prior or like what? Okay.
I thought like I just I knew email was powerful.
Yeah.
Like I just didn't know how to do it like
Yeah.
really. And then like then once we kind of like signed up for like ConvertKit, started like sending out an email and like it was just it's such a I mean I enjoy the process of like writing, but
Yeah.
then there's always like stuff to like write about. Like I can only post so much in my Instagram story of like wins and like that only people only see that for like 24 hours, right? Emails go out on like a monthly on a weekly basis of like talking about, here's some of the results and some of the new case studies that we have written out.
Yeah.
I think is super powerful as well too. And
Yeah.
yeah, I just kind of enjoy email. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Have you
think,
seen like a big uptick in people at least mentioning it or talking about it, like when they get
yeah.
on calls, or what are you seeing on
Yeah,
that side?
I've seen an uptick for sure of people like mentioning it on calls and then just warming up the prospect before they show up. I mean, I think that was one of the biggest things that like I learned as well too is just like present as much information as you can before they show up to the call. One of the things that you said to me that's still like sticks with me is the fact that the closers are essentially like a cashier, right? Like
Yeah.
prospects should be like ready to, like by the time they show up. And that was super powerful. So I was like, I'm trying to give them as much information about who we are, what we do, even to the point where like here's the price point, like like,
Yeah.
and we've had multiple people be like, hey, like I can't afford this, like this is way out of like what I was thinking. Go ahead and cancel the call. And I'm like, cool. I would rather have that and like open up that slot for somebody else than somebody that's gonna waste our time.
Yeah, I think that's huge because especially at your level where you're booking so many calls on a weekly basis, it's like it's not that we want more calls, we want more qualified calls who are ready to close, and it just becomes like a cashier process by the time they get to the call, right? Because it's so much more scalable in the beginning, like in the beginning of the before the call to like have a pre-call video, have all their information there, have all that stuff answered prior, as opposed to, having to wait for a human to tell them all those things on a call, right?
Yeah,
That's not scalable in any way.
it's not, and it's just
Yeah.
you're just firehosing the person, and
Yeah.
like it's just too much information, and like
You're expecting them to make a decision on like a 25 or 30K product in literally 45 minutes on a call with somebody. It's like, it's not,
yeah,
real.
it's
No
not
one's
cool.
going to do that.
No,
And you're like, why is no one closing on the first call? It's like, yeah, no shit. Because like you have
Yeah.
to like nurture them and give them more stuff
Yeah.
prior to the call. Right. So,
yeah,
and I think a lot of people too, they just think that people will show up and close. It's like, there is a lot more work that goes into documenting case studies, documenting results, like giving them content and proof beforehand. And
yeah,
I think you guys have done a really good job with that, where it's like you have documented the proof, you send out the emails, you give them case studies, and then they can kind of get warmed up like, hey, there are results on the other side of this investment that I'm going to make with Hassan and his team,
yeah.
which is huge. I guess, is there any reason that you kind of decided to move forward with this program? I know you've went through other ones. Like, what were some of the kind of deciding factors for you when you're like, hey, let's work with this weird guy named Eric and get his help?
I mean, I think it was mainly because I just I kept seeing your ads everywhere, and I was like, this dude's spending a lot of money on ads.
Yeah.
So he knows, and you've been around for a minute. So like, you've been around for a while, and then I mean, then whenever I chatted with you, like I explained like my problem, and you understood it immediately. I think that's what made me just like decide to move forward because like I didn't for us wise like I didn't need to go through the systems of like okay fulfillment like all this stuff like I didn't want to do that again like
Yeah.
I don't want to and don't put me into a cookie cutter like this is what you need to do like I think it was just more or less like the diagnosis of the problem, you having understanding of that problem, and then us
Yeah.
just going in and just working on that. Like I don't want to work on anything else. Let's just fix the sales and marketing aspect of it. Teach me everything there, and then we can work on everything else later.
For sure. Yeah. Solve one problem at a time.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
last question, dude. I mean, if anybody's maybe on the fence about just booking a call, speaking with us, seeing if we can possibly help, like what advice would you give them kind of being on the other side of where you're at right now?
Yeah, I mean, do it. Like, I think everybody's always a little hesitant to like, work with other coaches, other agencies. That within the past 5 years, it seems like every single guy that hits, 50K a month and above becomes a coach. But
Yep.
I mean, yeah, just like know it, like you go with the guys that have been around for a minute, you like do your research and
Yep.
like you'll make an ROI. If you put in the work, you'll make an ROI. Yeah. I mean, I've
Sure.
invested hundreds and thousands of dollars into like coaching programs, and like
Same.
I can promise you, like the first 50 grand that I spent, I didn't do anything because I was hoping that they would solve all the problems for me.
Yeah, that's not how it works. Yeah. Yeah. If you join, you have to do the work. You have to actually
Yeah,
put in the time. You have to,
yeah,
like, it works when you do the work. And I think a lot
yeah,
of people are like looking for a magic bullet. It's a
yeah.
million things. It's not one thing. It's a
No,
million things we work on. It's like, and that's where I think a lot of people, if you do join or, our program or anybody's program, it's like come in with the mindset of like, I'm going to make it work for me,
right.
knowing that it's a million things I'm going to have to do that make up success versus this one like silver bullet, which I
Yeah,
think hangs a lot of people up. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. And you just gotta trust the process. Like
Yep.
you just gotta let go of the fears around things and just let it ride.
Yeah, for sure. Well,
Spend that
dude,
money those ads.
yeah, I
You know?
know. I'm like, we got to spend more. I did that to Matt Stone too. He's like, oh man, I closed like 4 deals. I'm like, yeah, because you had to spend more. Like
Yeah,
you got to sometimes like once you have something that's working on an ad side, it's like you just have to, as long as all the numbers are within KPI, sometimes there's a sales cycle and it takes a little bit longer to close the deal. It's like you just got to let it
yeah,
ride,
yeah,
just,
yeah. Just let it ride and don't look at the bank account and look at the end of the month and then
yeah.
hope for the best.
Make decisions on the week to week or month to month instead of a day to day, right? So
Yeah,
it's huge.
yeah,
Well, dude, I appreciate your
yeah.
time. We'll let you get back
Yeah.
to closing deals. We'll do another one of these when you're at 500 a month and roll from there.
Sounds good, man.
Let's go. Awesome. Appreciate you.